Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humanoids of all descriptions, welcome to the channel. I'm Cap. This is my place where it's time for you to stick your head out the door of your room and see if the $5 pizza man's up in the barracks, and if he'll take a $5 post-dated check. Let's get started. This is the U.S. Army Drill Sergeant's campaign hat. The U.S. Army has a lot of schools for enlisted personnel to go to, and some of them are mandatory and some of them are not. Drill Sergeant School, or as it's called these days, Drill Sergeant Academy, is a school that's supposed to be for mature, experienced, non-commissioned officers. Somehow, someone screwed up someplace, and I got a set of orders to go to Drill Sergeant School. I was neither mature nor experienced, but I was called to a sergeant major's office, told where to sign, and informed that I was attending the school and that it will be good for your career. So that's how I found myself in Drill Sergeant School. Last story from Drill Sergeant School was about a classmate of mine throwing a dud grenade, which was a less than pleasant experience. Today, we're going to talk about something that falls way closer to home, and the word fall features heavily in the story. Drill sergeants have to name, explain, demonstrate, and conduct practical work or exercise in everything a soldier has to do. And under no circumstances does a drill sergeant ever order a trainee to do anything that he wouldn't do himself. That includes demonstrating the obstacles on the obstacle course and the equipment on the confidence course. And that brings us to Jacob's ladder. Jacob's ladder is a piece of equipment found on the confidence course, and it's negotiated by the individual. It's a ladder, and so no kidding, you go up one side, you cross it, and you go back down the other side without falling off. Now that sounds awfully simple. And in theory, it is. But the Army's got a safety brief for everything. And those safety briefs are written in blood. And one of the things in the safety brief for Jacob's ladder, at least at the time, was as you started at the bottom and went further towards the top, the rungs got farther apart. So you, as the individual negotiating that piece of equipment, have to decide how far you can climb and still cross over and make your way back down safely. So I'm about 6'2", depending on what convenience store I'm leaving. And being young and pretty full of myself, I thought, hey, Cap, you can go over that top rung. And I was right, sort of. When I was about 2/3 of the way up, I heard one of the instructors from my class warning me, don't climb too high. But of course, you're young, I was young, and I kept going. And I did successfully reach the top rung, and I went over the top of it, and that's where the problems began. I found myself hung up on my BDU top, hanging by my armpits, dangling, kind of like Wile E. Coyote, about to hold up his bye-bye sign. I couldn't quite get my feet on the next rung down. I looked down as I started to slip, and I saw the two instructors from my class standing right about there, looking up at me with their going like this, and I could clearly see that they thought they were going to see me fall and either die or end up a quadriplegic, and that they would end up writing the entire rest of the day and still end up as E1s. Somehow I caught myself and made it back down. I should have probably been fired from Drill Sergeant School. So learn from my mistake. But we were less than 10 days out from graduation, and it was the 80s. So probably why they let me slide. School I shouldn't have gone to, and in my opinion, it's also a school I shouldn't have been allowed to graduate from. So that's my story regarding Jacob's Ladder. Learn from my mistake. Army story first week of the month. New uploads every Wednesdays. We'll see you next week.